Hey guys, welcome to your 30th tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to still work on our arrays here, but we are going to take one step further and going to use our array elements as counter. So what we basically are going to do is we are going to roll a dice 1000 times, and using array we are going to find out how many times we are getting a particular, or all the faces, how many times we got them. So let's see how we are going to do it. So I have already told you how to make a random number generator. So we are going to import our random generator here. So import java util and then random. Then we are going to make our random object here. So random, and I'm going to name my object as rand here. So random rand equals new random, and now we need an array in which we are going to do everything, I can say. So we are going to make an integer array, and let's name it from frequency. Freak. Okay, and it is going to be non-initialized one, since we are going to store our values from random number generator here. So new int and our square braces or brackets. Now since we have our frequency counter here, now we need what we need. We got our array. Okay, if we don't need anything, so now we only need a for loop here. So for loop and our counter variable. So let's name it roll, since we are going to roll our die here. So roll, and let's initiate from it 0, and we are going to roll it 1000 times and increment our counter by 1. And here what we are going to do is, so the basic logic, what I'm going to do here is we are going to give index to our frequency array here using our random number generator, and then we are going to use our increment operator, so that whenever that particular index or index is called, its value is incremented by 1. So it will be more easier if I show you here. So first of all we are going to use our frequency array here. So freq, and then we are going to give its index here. So, and from the previous tutorials you know that how we make a die roll or get a number between 1 to 6 using random number generator. So 1 plus rand dot next int, and in its argument we are going to give our range and semicolon. So what it is doing is random is generating random numbers, and next int is giving it a range from 0 to 6. So we are basically getting the number from 0 to 5 here, or the first 6 integers you can say, and we are adding 1 to it so that they shift one position forward and we get numbers from 1 to 6. So now we are getting our index here from 1 to 6, and now we need to do is increment their value by 1 here. So we are going to use increment operator here. Looks good. And now I'm going to give a heading. So system out print line, and let's name it face, and a little tab, and then what we are going to print is frequency. So frequency and a semicolon. Now till now we have only stored the value to our array here. So now we are going to print that again using for loop. So for int, and let's name it face this time, since we are going to print the value of our faces from 1 to 6 here. So face equals, and since our die has face from 1 to 6, so we are going to initiate our counter from 1 here. Okay, 1, and it is going to be till 6. So face, or let's do it in the other way. So we are going to use the same method. We know that. What was the name of our array here? Freq dot length, and face plus plus, and now we are going to print the values. So system out println, and inside it first of all we are going to print our faces. So face, then I'm going to give a little space here, so tab, and after that we are going to print the values that we have stored in our array. So frequency and face as its index. So now if I have done everything right, no, so I haven't given the number of elements I'm going to store in our array. So it's also a key point here. So as you know that an array always begin from 0. So we are going to write 7 elements here. And why we are giving 7? Since we are initiating our faces from 1. And let me show you the output first. It will be more easier to explain using it. So as you can see, we are getting our faces, and now the frequency. So we, after rolling our dice 1000 times, we got 175 times, 2, 153 times, 3, 4, 5, and so 6. So now I can explain you that why we are, like we told Java, we are going to enter 7 elements, but we are only printing 6. So the Java itself is working with the 7 elements, but we are only printing 6 here. So if I do here face 0, or initiate our second for loop from 0, so in the output you can see we have 7 elements, but we didn't stored any value in it, because we shifted the position of our random numbers from 0 to 5 to 1 to 6. So that's why we are using 1 here. Again, this is the major part, or the most important line in this code. Play around with this and see you guys in the next tutorial.